Oh, hey, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. I hope y'all are having a good middle of the week. First of all, before I forget and I start the rules, Sailor Aaron, did I see that it's your birthday today?
Happy birthday, Sailor
Happy
Air. Glad you guessed
birthday.
shore leave.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I was going to forget that if I didn't say it right at this moment. So, yes, happy birthday. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for this level 2 hype train we're in right now at 83% of the way. Appreciate you all. Thank you. Let's get started with the rules so that we can start answering your questions as well. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages, since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we may have time for highlighted questions, but please do save your highlighting towards the end of stream. Because if you highlight it now, we can't scroll up and see it. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continue to do that. Oh, I forgot to mention, highlighting a question does not guarantee that we are going to see it or review it, or not review it, answer it as well. Yes, or review whatever your suggestion.
We will review your comment.
The repeating doesn't kind of applies to the bit messages. Just understand that we do get behind. It is very, very rare that we miss a bit question. Generally just have patience and we'll probably get to it. Sometimes we can get over an hour behind. So just have patience. We will get there. Please watch the length of your question. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, and the less likely it is that we have time to even go back and find the point if we miss it. So please watch the length of your questions. Short and to the point is better. Wow, my brain just went dead for a second. My brain fog's as bad as you, Doug.
Maybe see if your question has been asked already.
Yes, of course. It's not that you'll get in trouble for that. We just feel bad if you're like the 5th person to ask Doug what next week's review is, and we just have to kind of brush off your answer. You spent bits on that. We want to give you an answer, okay? No spoilers as well. Whether that be for a new show or a movie or whatever, please watch spoilers. We just want people to be able to hang out without having to worry about the Loki being spoiled or something, okay? All right. I think that's it then.
We also have, is it today we're doing the voting thing?
Yes! Doug, look at you. You're on top of this.
Spread into you, man, because I'm usually the one that doesn't remember all this shit.
I know. I'm just like, my brain is everywhere. I'm leaving for TwitchCon this weekend. So I've got a flight in the morning and I've been like packing and thinking and just running all over the place today. So yes, today we will, at some undisclosed time, so don't go asking me when it's going to happen, okay? It's an undisclosed time. We are going to be voting on what our watch party movie will be next Tuesday, okay? They are all some schlocky, fun, horror-y type movies, and you will find out what they are when it's time for the poll, okay? So you don't know the time, you don't know the movies, but you do know to have patience.
Patience, yes.
All right, fantastic. Let's start some of these questions then. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Duggar Treat, and happy Heatherween. How are you?
Oh, I like that. Heatherween, I like that.
I do too. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Great review today, Doug. What are your top 3 favorite films you've reviewed for Nostalgiaween? For me, it's Coraline, Nightmare Before Christmas, and The Lost Boys.
Oh man, I don't. It's probably got to be one of the Stephen King ones. I have a soft spot for the remake of The Haunting because I really hate that remake. Maybe like Langoliers was pretty fun. Oh, and it felt so good, kind of like, because everyone was legit scared of that movie, and I just always scratched my head. And when I released it, people were so angry, and now it's like everyone's favorite review. So I love that.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug Funny. I mean Walker. Just wanted to let you know, don't have a heart attack just yet. The Doug sequel is just a pitch currently. Nothing's been officially greenlit yet.
So I can breathe. Thank God. You know,
Thank God.
his the creator's daughter reached out to me years ago and sent me a very nice email and said, and she was so sweet. I believe the creator is really sweet too and stuff. And just said, you know, you're not the only guy named Doug who got made fun of, you know, because of that show and stuff like that. I was just like, oh my god, like it's a bit, it's for fun. Don't worry about it. She was very, very nice.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Which of the 5 anthology stories is your favorite from the original Creep Show?
Um, I'm trying to think of like when I saw like which one do I remember them. I probably a toss up between the evil trick or treater and the werewolf girls. Those were all pretty memorable. I'd probably say I'm the trick or treater. I think just the idea of a killer trick or treater is a cool idea.
Job Kazobi, thank you for the 100 bits. I read this ahead of time and my eyebrow just cocked. Happy Cocktober, Channel Awesome.
Well, that's why I cocked it. Okay. I'll cock
Alexander?
as much as I can throughout the rest of the stream. I'll keep this going.
Thank you. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently watched Creep Show 2, and though not as fresh or creative as the original, I still had a pretty fun time. The Raft story had a clever idea for a monster. What are your thoughts on the sequel?
I agree. It is good. You know, I mean, you can only see Creepshow once, can't you? I mean, it's like that. You can't capture lightning in a bottle again. But there's been some attempts. They made a show that wasn't bad. And the sequel is not bad. It's a decent follow-up, but it's nowhere near as like groundbreaking or anything. And you're right. The Raft one is by far the best one. That's a legit creepy idea. I really like that one a lot.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you prefer Terrifier 1 or 2 more?
Probably one just for the freshness of it, the unexpectedness of it. Not that I could predict what happens in Terrifier 2, but yeah, there was just, I remember seeing it on Netflix and just seeing that clown and being like, what the fuck is that? And I just love it gave me the exact movie it was promising with that character. You know what I mean? So yeah, I love it.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Heather. Hi, Doug. Hi, chat. Hi, Chaplain. Is that everyone? Today it is. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the 1989 and 2019 versions of Pet Sematary, and which one do you prefer?
Excuse me. I like the original more. Not that the remake was like awful or anything, but you know, it was just kind of standard horror film where I feel like the original it was just so odd and so uncomfortable. It just had like an uncomfortable feel throughout the whole thing. Even like when it's so goofy and silly, which I think is just kind of part of the course for Stephen King. I just love the uncomfortable feeling it gave me the whole time.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you watched the latest Bob's Burger episode titled The Amazing Rudy yet? And if so, what did you think?
Nah, yeah, I'm like 2 behind so far. I was gonna watch it this morning, but we got up to the episode Boy Meets World where Corey marries Topanga, and we couldn't pass that up, so we were just stuck.
Connor Davenport, thank you for the 100 bits. In the Three Stooges movie, who did the best job of portraying their respective characters? Sean Hayes as Larry, Will Sasso as Curly, or Chris Diamantopoulos? Oh, sorry, there it is. They spelled it out. Jesus Christ, Heather. Demantopoulos as Mo.
You have no idea how many times I had to say that name over and over when I was doing the review. I don't think I can choose. That really is one of those where they were all perfectly matched. I mean, they did everything exactly. I mean, just like the original Stooges. I almost think it's not fair to pick one. And I think it's the biggest compliment you can give, that they are all so evenly matched on that level. So yeah, no, I think they're all equally great. I know it's a safe answer, but it's a true answer.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Want to hear something really depressing? I was acting in a carnival-themed horror trailer as a gorilla who busts out of a cage. A few kids who looked to be aged 6 or 7 actually asked if I was a furry.
I mean, this day and age, is that strange a question?
No, yeah, I don't know. I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you review the Expendables films in one go? Especially considering how awful the 4th film was. I'm actually one of those people that thinks the 3rd one is all right.
Yeah, I only saw up to 2. I heard 3 wasn't that hot. Just watching the trailer for 4, I knew that wasn't going to be good. But apparently it's like a quite amazing bad. Like, you kind of have to see it to believe it. So maybe I will. That might be yeah, maybe I'll write that down. That's not a bad idea.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen The Fog 1980? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I don't think I did actually. That's always one of those where I've seen so many clips, I've seen it satirized so much that I was trying to think, did I actually see that movie? It's like I don't think I did. I'll try and check it out this year.
Hell of a Bluey, thank you for the 100 bits. Is Inception a better movie and concept than The Matrix? Also, is Homer Simpson a better Robin Williams than Will Smith?
Wait, it.
I think they're referring to the genie. Is
Okay.
Homer Simpson a better Robin Williams than Will Smith?
Okay. I think I connect the dots here because the guy who voiced Homer did Robin Williams' voice in the Aladdin show
Right.
and then in some of the movies. So okay, you're
It's
you're right.
Genie,
Genie.
I
Yeah,
think.
it's the genie. I mean, I think he is first. I mean, he got more of the spirit, but to Smith's credit, he's kind of trying to do his own thing. So you can't
Right.
fault him for that. And then what's the first half? I'm sorry.
Is Inception a better movie and concept than The Matrix?
In concept, so the idea of the Matrix, I think, is more clever, especially given how far technology has come. In terms of execution, I think Inception is done better. But in terms of what can be done with it, even though there's a lot that can be done with both, I probably say Matrix has more possibilities.
Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Quentin Tarantino is apparently trying to get Bruce Willis in his final movie. If that happens, do you think they'll just give the Oscar to Willis?
I mean, they did release a video recently of just his family like singing "Happy Birthday" to him and stuff. He looked good. He was singing along and everything. So, if they gave him a part, I mean, I think it'd have to be something where it'd have to be very, my guess would be have to be pretty easy. But I don't know. It'd be how would you write? I guess it depends on how he's doing, and how would you write around that or write it in. I'm not saying you couldn't do it. I think you would have to really gauge how, how far along he is and stuff like that. I don't know. It's an interesting idea.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. You said that your least favorite trope is the liar revealed. What are some of your favorite tropes?
I did a list a long time ago of like my top 11 favorite cliches. One that I found in Nimona that I kind of forgot. Oh, I do kind of like this cliche. I like the cop chasing the felon and they're in love. I know it's such like a corny thing.
Yeah.
And what's funny, because this one's a little bit more kid friendly, so they can technically get away with this, but this one, like, they're already a couple. And, he's like chasing after him and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, well, that's a huge conflict of interest that would not happen. But I love that. I love that. Like, he already knows everything about him. So he's just like, okay, well, I know, he likes this, but I know he wouldn't do this. And he kind of uses that, to still do his job and catch him, which I think is really interesting. Where other ones where they fall in love as they're chasing each other is, a bit more believable. But I think in terms of like intrigue, I like the idea that the person already knows him.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Tick Tick Boom 2021? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I liked it. I can't say it's like a perfect movie. There's definitely a little bit of the over whimsy, if that makes sense. But
Yeah, that does.
But
That's fair.
But as someone who knew nothing about this guy at all, I thought that was an interesting way of telling this story. I think it totally makes sense. To kind of do it as a musical. And I didn't know anything about this show. I didn't even know it was based on a show. So I think doing that about getting the show, off the ground, but the show's not even really about that. It's going to become a hit, but by the time the musical was made, they didn't know that. I don't even know it was in production yet. So that's really fascinating. So yeah, it was actually one of the first tests we did for Untitled Review Show. I was playing around with the idea of maybe just releasing all the tests in one video.
Okay.
We did about 4 of them, and maybe you'll see it there.
Connor Davenport, thank you for the 100 bits. Which iconic Batman villain would you like to see as the main antagonist in The Batman Part 2 or The Brave and the Bold? I think it's time for the climactic debut of Man Bat.
I like Heather's idea of doing the Mad Hatter in the Batman too. I think that would actually really work. In Brave and the Bold, Freeze feels like he would. No, you know what? go for one that I don't think gets enough love. The Clock King. I think that'd be fun. You can go for something a little quirkier. I think there's a lot you can do with that character. The anime series did so well. I love to see that in kind of a campy world.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, did you see the Once Upon a Studio short yet? If you did, what did you think of it?
It was okay. I talked about this yesterday too. I heard it was gonna be a movie like years ago. I still wish it was a movie. I wish it was a bigger project. But for just a cute little short where you get every one of every movie character in there and stuff like that, it's like all right, like that's cute. That's fine. But I'm always thinking, man, what that could have been. You know what I mean? Like a whole story, especially everything's so meta now and multiverse and stuff like that. I really feel like you could have done something with that. But at the same time, Disney's not in the best spot right now. So maybe that was their way of cutting back or something.
Job Kazobi, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you seen the movie Little Miss Sunshine? And if so, your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I really like it. I forgot that was Dan Reba as the older son, as the one who didn't talk. I went back. I was like, was that him? I'm just looking. I'm like, is that the fucking Riddler? What the hell?
It is the Riddler.
Yeah, I totally didn't catch on to that. So that was neat to see again. Yeah, I think we watched it again this year, actually. And it still held up. It was still very, very funny.
Hana Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Pop quiz, hot shot for another 100 bits. Which movie did you describe as part Marriage Story, part Private Parts? You did not review it.
I didn't. Wait, I described it as this, but I didn't review it. So it must have been as like a joke. Marriage. It had to be after Marriage Story came out. Man, it's got to be like some sort of rom-com or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember, so I guess you'll have to.
I think this is the answer that they put in the parentheses. They said War of the Roses.
That kind of sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right. It was probably for the Danny DeVito compilation. Shit. Yep. That sounds right. Yep.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Daily Wire did their own version of Bluey called Chip Chilla, and it flat out sucks. Then again, what was I expecting from a newspaper company that wanted Rob Schneider in their project?
I was thinking back to the comparison, and I missed the first half of that. I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
Daily Wire did their own version of Bluey called Chip Chilla.
Chip Chilla?
Chip Chilla, and apparently it sucks, which honestly, yeah, that tracks.
Oh, get that. Huh. Oh man, this looks like it wants to be a Bluey knockoff. I guess a lot of shows kind of look like that too. All right, maybe I'll look that up just to get some laughs.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, why aren't you wearing your plaid? The world needs its hero, Doug the Plaid Lad.
Fear not.
Please,
it
Doug.
It is below.
Doug, you can't just show that on the internet for free. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, what if I show my pussy? No.
Oh my God. Noah Zitter, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Digimon was dubbed and aired on the Disney Network, so you could technically count it for Disney-cember review. But in all seriousness, please add it to your list. It doesn't get enough love, and it's better than Pokemon.
I don't know. I feel like, I know what it is. If I know what that show is, I feel like a lot of other people have to know. But I doubt I'll have time. I do listen to that theme song several times, though. I have it on one of my CDs, because I'm such a boomer, I still have CDs. But yeah, I just have a compilation of songs I like to listen to, and the Digimon theme song is one of them.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Sup, Doug and Heather? Super excited in 2 days, because you know what that'll be? Friday, which means it's the day before Saturday, which means it's the start of the weekend, and absolutely nothing else significant whatsoever.
Well, thanks,
Spider-Man.
Yes. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, we are going to play Spider-Man starting this Friday, so tune on in.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. What are some movies you love that get nitpicked for the wrong reasons or the wrong conclusion?
Man, what is I? Yeah, I'm trying to think of ones where I'm just like, oh, come on, it's fine, lay off. Man, I don't know, because I'm the one that does like half the nitpicking.
It's kind of your brand, Doug,
Yeah,
honestly.
when it came out, a lot of people had some issues with Batman '89, with like how the plane got shot down and letting Vicky Vale into the Batcave and stuff like that, and all of that. I thought still worked within the logic of the movie. So I know it's not like maybe Ghostbusters Afterlife. I got the
Mm.
criticisms people were saying about it, and they're not wrong. But I think it's one of those things where I'm just like, I think the fact that the person who directed it is the son of the original director. It's obviously sort of like an ode to his father and the brand and stuff like that. And I know people are just like, I just want to laugh. Come on, it's about shooting ghosts. Yeah, but I mean, I cut it some slack. I still liked it.
DJ Lol 5, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, the main song from Disney's Wish came out today, and I don't know about you, but I'm getting real classic Renaissance vibes from it. You and Heather's thoughts? I didn't hear it.
I haven't heard it either. I'll probably just wait for it to come out. Honestly, I'd like to go into a movie not knowing what the songs are, because then I feel like I can get more into the experience of hearing it for the first time, like connecting
Yeah.
it to the visuals.
Mhm.
I'll probably wait until I see the film.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Day or night? The lonely walker frees his mind at which time of day?
Well, I mean, I guess night, because I'm asleep and that's when I dream. So I know
Okay.
it's a boring answer, but kind of practical.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer of Disney's new movie Wish, but people have pointed out glaring issues that might point out it's not going to be a good film. The villain is a king with the power to grant wishes, but only those that serves the kingdom as an adult that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta wait till I see the movie.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like trailers don't necessarily give you the whole picture, so.
Well, I mean, even if they tell you what happens in the film, again, if you were to just look at like the bullet points of like Wizard of Oz or Snow White, it doesn't make any sense. But that's not how the film works.
Right.
It's an emotional fairy tale. It's not supposed to have that much practicality. So, you gotta see like the environment, the atmosphere, all that stuff, and the mood of what they're trying to set up too.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, can you make a promise? Can you make a plan? Can you make a difference? Can you take a stand? Can you make an effort? Can you understand? Can you make a change? Kudos if you get the reference.
I don't.
That sounds so familiar. That
Is it
sounds
from, like,
so
Tick, Tick, Boom or
familiar.
something?
I don't know. I have no idea. They have no context, so.
Well,
Shrugs.
I'm sorry. It's got to be something where once its name will be like, oh shit, we're awful for not knowing
Steven
that.
Universe?
Oh, okay. Well, I've heard like all those songs like once. Like some of them I've heard more than once, but they are very good songs.
Job Kazobi, thank you for the 100 bits. Marry, date, or dump? Adam Sandler, Matthew Broderick, Jake Lloyd. Marry, date, dump. Those are your choices.
I'd dump Broderick.
Okay, great.
I would date Lloyd, because you know what? He's gonna have some stories.
Okay.
And I'd marry Sandler, because you know what? I hear he's a darling human being, and I believe everyone when they say that.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. The second issue with Wish is the main character. She's a quirky, big-eyed young girl with a pet. She's just Anna, Moana, and Mirabelle all over again. It's like Disney's version of DreamWorks Face. Disney animation is too rigid with its formula, and you can't use the excuse it's not for adults because Disney was made for people of all ages, and they used to know that.
Yes and no. They've been doing, I mean, again, kind of ever since Snow White, they've kind of been doing this. Like it has slowly changed. Let me put it this way. Look at Snow White, then look at Cinderella, and tell me the huge differences between. They're pretty similar.
Right.
So that's just what happened. It just kind of evolves with the time. Now, with that said, would I like a completely different, main character? Yeah, I mean, that's always what I like, but I get why they do this. This is the blank slate thing that, in my opinion, can be done very well. I always say Superman's a blank slate and Kim Possible's a blank slate. Like Luke Skywalker, all these characters, these are ones that you're supposed to see yourself in that role, but they still have enough of an identity that they stand on their own as well, which is very tricky to do. And I think for like kids' fairy tales, which is what's looking like this is trying to be, with obviously a lot of adult stuff and as well. I don't judge it too harshly on that, but it does have to add something new. I agree, whether it's the world or the character, or preferably both. I definitely, I want it to inspire. I want it to innovate.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Being introduced to it as a kid with candy safety, going out without your parents using it for sex to finally being the curmudgeon who hates the holiday. I don't know if I understand.
I did not follow that thread at all. I'm sorry.
Maybe it's about Halloween? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Okay. Oh, part of your question got cut off. That's all that was sent, FBL. Sorry, that's all I saw.
Oh, and then part of your question? I still don't follow that.
No, part of their question got
Oh,
cut
part of
off.
their. I thought you were saying party or question.
No, part of their
Is that your
question.
game? I don't know.
It was
Do I
about how
I
this.
questioned this.
Okay, they were trying to talk about the stages of trick or treating represent the different stages of Halloween.
I can see that. There definitely was that weird time. I think we brought it up before, where it's just like,
The movie.
if you're a woman, interesting. But I was saying just the time in general. Like, if you're a woman, the only option were sexy costumes. Now there's more
True.
variety. But like, we had to get like just a Dorothy outfit for like an NC shoot, and all they had was sexy Dorothy, which is already kind of ewy.
Yeah.
So it was very bizarre. But yeah.
DJ Lol 5, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you review Matilda in the future since you review good movies now?
Maybe, it's funny. I like the movie. It's a good movie. I'm glad I opened up to it and everything. I don't know if I'd be able to add much everyone else hasn't already added. The musical, maybe I could talk more about, because that was actually, I was really, really impressed by that. But because it's Netflix, I don't know if we could get like, it'd be tricky to get a copy of it, because how do you say that's pirating and stuff? Because you're literally using something to get, unless it is on DVD somewhere. But yeah, probably not, but we'll see.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Cloud Atlas?
I never finished it because there's only one story. I was really enjoying it. That was the Jim Broadbent one. And I wouldn't mind finishing it to see how that one ends. All the other ones I just was not getting into. But I don't know. Maybe one day I'll rent it again and see how it wraps up.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 100 bits. I realized after your animated Robin Hood review that one merry man was absent was Will Scarlet. What animal would you cast that role as, and who would you want to voice him at the time the film was made?
One, there's a lot of merry men. He's supposed to have a lot of them. And they said that was they did that deliberately so they could focus more on the friendship between him and Lil Jon. And honestly, I don't remember that character from the original story. Maybe because I grew up with the Disney one. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm not the person to ask. I'm sorry.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. Which actors who you think is the blandest actor? Matthew Broderick or Brendan Fraser? Because they look like the same guy to me.
Oh, Broderick by far. Fraser's like, I don't know, it's really
Renaissance. Renaissance.
Even if you asked me years ago, I think when he did kind of the likable doofus thing, he still did it fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, where Broderick has like maybe one or two performances that I get into, and I don't get into any of the others.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the trailer for May, December?
Oh, wait, did I see that?
I did not.
Hold on, I want to say it. Hold on. May, December. It's like, did I see the trailer? Did I just see the thumbnail? Maybe I didn't see the trailer to this. I will watch it and get back to you.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Once again, people are talking about how Disney is going under, how the studio is going to go bankrupt because all the flops they've had in the last 3 years. Do people not know that Disney almost did go bankrupt and they're still around? I think people need to give these thoughts a rest.
Yes and no. So it's not like this is nothing. This is something. These are not only big flops, but I mean, they are putting a lot of money into these. So to have that happen, a couple of years in a row and for them to seemingly get worse is something. But because I have seen Disney, go into these peaks and valleys so much, I'm not that concerned. Especially what even Rob was bringing up, too. If they really got desperate, they could sell Marvel, they could sell Star Wars, they could sell, they could find a way to get that money back. And what I like about those moments when they do sometimes hit those valleys is that it kind of forces them to innovate with less. And I like that. I kind of like Disney in the 80s where they were really struggling because they would kind of experiment a little bit more. They had to get a little bit more out of their comfort zone. But then you get times like, I don't know, Disney, in the early 2000s or late 90s, where it's like they're really trying to pander a lot. So I don't know. I'm not that concerned, but I'm not gonna act like it's nothing either, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Before I ask any more questions, I do want to apologize for my behavior last chatting stream. I shouldn't have acted in a way that got me timed out. We appreciate the apology and glad we can just move forward and hang out today, you know? Dino Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. Who would win in a battle? Pepsi Man from Pepsi or Wilkins from Wilkins Coffee?
Oh, Wilkins, he plays dirty.
Yeah, absolutely. Big Jack Films, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, happy Nostalgia-ween. Good news, Heather, I think COVID is almost over for me. Yay. Covering The Frighteners, will you ever cover other Peter Jackson movies, Doug?
Oh, like Meet the Feebles and stuff like that. I don't think YouTube would let us. When he does gore, man, he does it all the way, and he does a lot of it. I don't think we could get that past YouTube.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. What did you guys think of Disney's Once Upon a Studio short? I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, that's about it. It's cute. I like the way they replicate a lot of the animation from the different movies. You know, like when Merlin's on from Sword in the Stone, they have the sketchy look in there. So I liked all that.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Here's a fun question. Which founding father do you think would enjoy today's movies?
I'm not gonna act like I know a ton about them, but maybe Washington.
Okay.
I could see. I don't know. Maybe because I watched John Adams a lot, the miniseries, and I liked it a lot. I feel like he would hate them the most.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Hot take, I think the voice of Clayface in the Harley Quinn show is getting tired for me. I get it, he's an exaggeration of a thespian, but the actor is leaning too cartoonish for my taste. Is there something in the show you personally didn't care for or got tired of?
Yeah, it's funny because I should like a character like this, but I just never thought the acting or the writing for him was that great. I don't even remember his name. The little guy with the big head.
Psycho?
Is that it? I can't remember. He was in the first few seasons and they got rid of him, which I was very okay with. Yeah, he did nothing for me. And I really, as an art character, I want to laugh at what he's saying, but just the writing was never that great. And I don't know if the performance ever quite, they never worked well enough to make those lines are already not that great. You know what I mean?
Thank you, chat. You're correct. It's Dr. Psycho.
Dr.
I apologize.
Didn't go to psychomedical school for years to be called Mr. Thank you.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, clue for next week's Nostalgia-ween review? I assume it's a Stephen King movie. Give something more than that.
It is a Stephen King movie where a man is killed with a chicken.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of the Once Upon a Studio short? My brain always wants to fix it to Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Studio short, I thought it was beautiful and shows us why these movies and characters mean so much to us. Makes me want to see 2D animation in theaters more than ever now.
Oh, I mean, me too. And I thought it was cute. And I will say there always is gonna be a nostalgic part of my lizard brain that just likes to see certain characters together. Somewhere on Google, I guess a guy used to work for Disney. He was working on a short that was just getting like, just all the Disney ladies together, all the women, all the little girls, all the, all the girly cats, all that stuff. And they were just, I don't know, meet up for a tea party or something like that. Like, that's so not my thing, but it's just neat to see. I like seeing these characters from different realms and worlds and stuff like that just come together. They're all connected by one thing. Maybe that's why multiverse stuff doesn't bother me that much, because I do like seeing all these different styles come together on something. So on that level, I did enjoy it. I didn't get too much else out of it outside of that.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. If Disney's Robin Hood actually got a sequel, who would you put in the cast? I would do Kenneth Branagh as Robin Hood, Keira Knightley as Maid Marian, and Brian Tyree Henry as Little John.
I'd have to hear I'd have to hear her voice now, because I don't recall her. I don't want to say it's like a bass voice, but I feel like her voice would be like a little deeper and have like a little bit of a thicker accent. But then again, like maybe she sounds like that now because I haven't heard her in a long time. So maybe Kenneth Branagh is a great choice for Robin Hood. I think you could do that really well.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. To clarify, Digimon being on Disney is only because Disney bought Saban, same studio that made tons of Fox Kids shows in 2001, and they only bought it to air their back catalog on their networks.
Oh yeah, I know they got. Well, does that mean Power Rangers is on Disney now? Oh, no, wait, they are. That's right, because they were on like Disney XD and all
XD.
that stuff. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but are they on Disney Plus? Would that be? Would that be like pay dirt for them or no?
I don't know.
Now I'm really wondering because is Power Rangers like? I know it's still a thing. Is it that big a thing? I don't know. It might be. But anyway, we'll see. Like I said, a lot of it's just a time issue.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 100 bits. A few days ago, a new teaser for season 4 of The Chosen was released on YouTube. I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I can't recommend the show enough, and the upcoming season looks to be a deep emotional season.
What deep emotional stuff happens in that story? I don't know where they're gonna go with it. No, I have it on the list of like my Amazon list, but again, it's a big list on several different streaming platforms, so it's gonna take some time. But I do have it on there, and I do want to check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What's a performance that you think is too good for the movie it's in? For me, it's Donald Glover as Lando in the Solo movie.
That's not bad. Man, I always know there's like I always say that in so many movies. Man, this performance is too good for this film. And like I'm blanking on them now. Oh, I'm sorry, my brain fog's like really good. Maybe I can, because I know I've seen clips like that too. Maybe I can type that in for something. Good
Yeah, really
performances.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can go like the next one
Yeah.
and stuff while I'm doing it.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather and Doug, what kind of vert are you? I'm assuming you mean extrovert or introvert or extroverted introvert or something like that. I think I'm pretty extroverted.
If I didn't have this job, I think I would be more extroverted. But there is always an introverted part to me. I do like spending time alone. I like processing stuff just on my own. But yeah, I think because I get a lot of this out. Let me put it this way: I thought I was more of an extrovert. Then when you see other people do this for a living or be online or social media and stuff like that, it's like maybe I'm not as much as I thought because there's people that like post stuff every few minutes and stuff like that. So I say, I don't know. I say like a perfect half and half, honestly. I like being with people. I need to interact with people, but I also really, really need my private time too. So I guess that answers that. Man, all these are like weird. Jim Carrey, Batman Forever, like really? This one, I'll just go with this one because it's fun. Raul Julia in Street Fighter. I'm not saying that's a good performance, but it is mad fun. He is having the most fun of anybody in that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for the Kick-Ass movies.
I only saw the first one. I didn't get into it. Then I heard the second one wasn't anything that great. Maybe I should give it another shot because I thought it was a little too mean and too serious for what it was. I kind of I don't mind a dark sense of humor, but I need it to be humorous. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll check it out again. Maybe I'll like it after letting some time pass.
Elite Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Heather. Oh, and I guess Doug too. So, Doug, with Spider-Man 2 suit customization, will you make a Nostalgia Critic themed spider suit? Also, due to yesterday's Plaid event, chat, what the hell is that? Heather, Nostalgia Critic 1, they've gone to Plaid. Thanks for the amazing laughs, guys.
Thank you. And yeah, I guess we kind of did that in the No Way Home review. We did kind of have a nostalgia Spider-Man. So yeah, maybe we can do that. I don't know. It's not a bad idea. We'll see. If not, I'm totally being the paper bag guy again.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I wanted to let you know in the Disney short there is some great deep cuts, like in the final shot. If you look to the left side behind Merlin and Arthur, you will see Small One. They put some Don Bluth in there.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, that is really cool. I saw there's like all these videos showing like all the cameos in it and stuff like that. And maybe I'll check them out at one point. Yeah, that is kind of cool to know.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Did you check out the Wes Anderson short, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar? As someone who has never watched live action shorts, I absolutely loved it.
I should. I just saw, again, this is the kind of blessing and curse of some directors like this, like Wes Anderson, Quentin Tarantino. I just see little snippets and I just go, I'm done with this guy. I'm done with this style. Just can't he do something different? And then when I watch, I'm always like, shit, this is really good. I'm sure it'll be the same thing. I'll watch it and be like, this is really good. I just have to work myself up to watch, because there's a couple of them, I think. So yeah, I'd have to watch all of them.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug. What big eyes you have.
the better to do buggy-eye things with, my dear.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. What would you say would be your dream house? A cabin in the woods, a penthouse in the city, a bungalow on the beach, or your own input?
Um,
I think I would lean towards the city because I like having options to go to like new restaurants and shows and things like that.
yeah, that is nice. I don't know. I'm kind of I honestly dig the suburbs. I'm not gonna lie. It's a perfect in between going outdoors and getting to. I guess it depends where the suburb is.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a Chicagoland suburb. It is nice. There's the city right there. But then you could also just go on the trail, go into the woods and stuff like that. I'm not a big beach person. So yeah, that wouldn't be it. But yeah, and I'm definitely not someone that needs like a mansion either. I thought I was when I was younger, but now I'm like, no, just a normal size house. I'm good with. I don't need anything too crazy big.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Lloyd in space?
Oh, is that the talk show? I don't think I ever saw. Yeah, I think I saw a trailer. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. I have never seen this. So if I ever see it, I will let you know.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Take this with a grain of salt. I'm giving my perspective. I personally don't understand your this should have been a movie criticism. It would have been cool to see that, but it works more as a short because they wouldn't have been able to get all the voice actors back to reprise their characters. I respect your opinion, and again, this is just my perspective.
Oh sure. And what's so funny is that I thought the whole thing they did with the voice acting was kind of weird because it's respectful getting the original audio in there, but the audio quality is so different that you'll have Mickey Mouse talking like this, and then you'll have one of the good fairies being like Mickey Pink, like that. Like it doesn't sound like they're in the same room. And then they're gonna replace half of them anyway with like they still have like or Jim Cummings doing a modern Winnie the Pooh or something like that. But then they'll have to get like the original audio of Peter Pan or something. I'm like, at that point, I think you could just dub them. Yeah, I know you have backup voices for everybody anyway. But no, it's fair. It's still a decent short. It's fine for what it is. Yeah, it's just always one of those things where I heard years ago they were gonna do a movie. I was always so curious what they were gonna do, and it's like, oh, it's this. That's fine.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather and Chaplin. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. This has been a wonderful birthday, all because of you guys. Keep up the awesome work. And you keep staying awesome. Oh, Chaplin is birthday.
Yes.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Leo trailer?
Is that the kid going to space? Is that the new
I don't know.
Pixar? I see. Leo trailer. Oh no, that's the lizard, the Adam Sandler lizard. I like the idea. I'm a little hesitant. That's Adam Sandler doing this voice the whole time. I feel like that can get, for an hour and a half, that can get pretty tiresome. But I don't know. I like the idea. I feel like I already know where it's gonna go. Where like there's gonna be a bully kid who's gonna like sabotage everything, and then for some reason the kids are gonna hate the lizard, and then they have to find out. I don't know. I hope it's good. I hope it's not that because I like the idea of just learning something from this pet. Just owning this pet. But I don't know. I have to see.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Star Trek movie? NC for the original Star Trek movies and for the new ones.
We did a Star Trek month, I think, where we just did the bad Star Trek movies, but now more have come out, so maybe I should do more. But I'm trying to think. I like 6 a lot. And then I don't know, just for because I feel like it's the first time I saw like a Star Trek like action movie, like a dark action movie. I really liked First Contact a great deal. I thought that was a pretty cool movie. But yeah, and then 2 because everybody loves 2.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. If you had your own group of Avengers like Endgame, what Nostalgia Critic characters would you bring back for the pose/flex?
Oh, I just bring back Melvin, brother of the Joker, because everyone would just see him go, ah, and run the other direction. So probably just that.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I meant top 3 favorite Nostalgia-ween films, not reviews.
Oh, gotcha. Well, okay. I mean, if it counts, the original Haunting, because I do compare it quite a bit. It's kind of an old versus new. Man, I have to like go through like again like all the movies I reviewed. Nightmare Before Christmas, I guess. And Coraline. Yeah, those would probably be it.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Good news! Congress has just announced the No Fakes Act, which will stop people from using AI of other people for audio or visual projects. They're
Hmm.
negotiating on it now, but if it goes through, it's one problem less for SAG and AMPTP to negotiate over.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's funny because I was just thinking about in general what they're doing online, but yeah, you're right. For SAG, that was like a big thing, wasn't it, for
hmm
the strike? Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. Thanks for sharing that.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. After seeing you deal with so many bad Tom and Jerry projects, I wanted to let you know of two good ones despite their titles, The Magic Ring and The Fast and the Furriest, which was one of the last projects Joe Barbera worked on.
Oh, okay. I watched Phantom Strider did a video on like the good ones. I think he brought up the Nutcracker one was surprisingly really good too. So yeah, but he mentioned those as well. So yeah, and I haven't seen any of those, so I'll have to check them out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Tom Segura? Segura, maybe? Sorry.
I know he's a stand. I have to remind myself which one that is. I think he has a podcast. Oh, okay. I've definitely seen his stand up, but I like his stand up a great deal. I think he also has a podcast. I have not seen much of the podcast, but the stand up I thought I'd seen maybe two or three of them, and I thought they were very funny.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, in your Fox Kids NC review, said the 90s Goosebumps series wasn't the least bit scary. Have you seen a werewolf in Fever Swamp? The dark shadows, the atmosphere, the suspense, the imagery. That episode gave me nightmares as a child and still creeps me out today.
Clearly not. What was it called again? Because again, my wife's kind of been rewatching.
Werewolf in Fever Swamp.
Werewolf Fever Swamp. Okay. I will see if you're right about that, because that would be impressive to find an actual scary Goosebumps episode.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Just for fun, here's a random cheer. May I have your attention, please? Will the real Nostalgia Critic please freak out? I repeat, will the Nostalgia Critic please freak out? We're gonna have a problem here.
I'm off the clock.
I'm off the clock.
Also, my voice can't go as if I try to scream now. It's like like that's like the best I can get. I can't go as loud as I used to.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your favorite story from the original Creepshow? For me, it's probably The Crate, although Leslie Nielsen gave my favorite performance in the movie.
Uh, yeah, it's probably the Leslie Nielsen one because it's such a creepy idea. And Nielsen is so goddamn great. And I knew he was a dramatic actor before doing comedy, but I didn't know he could be like scary, like still looking exactly like, Naked Gun and everything. And under that, probably the Stephen King one. I think he gives the funniest performance in that, and his mindset and everything is so funny. So yeah.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Choo choo! That was from the Hype Train 40 minutes ago.
Choo choo back.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the new SNL premiere?
I've only seen a bit of it. I liked it. I kind of liked the as someone who hasn't followed a ton of Pete Davidson, I kind of like the I Am Pete song. Because it also kind of caught me up on everything happening with him. So yeah, I didn't see it all, but I saw a little bit. I thought it was fine.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for the menu.
I was gonna do that this year. It was either that or Trick or Treat. And the last minute, I chickened out and did Trick or Treat. Maybe next year, because I do want to talk about that movie. I really like that movie.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Two questions. One, you think you'll review The Weekenders for Disney-cember? It's on DVD.
I don't know if I know that one. I will look into it.
And two, have you finally checked out Blue Beetle? And if so, thoughts?
No, not yet. It's it not only is doing this, job with the fatigue, delaying me and pushing me back and stuff, but also delays me on watching, stuff for, just on my own. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit. I think in terms of the Weekenders, I haven't seen the show, but I think Tunerific Tyreek, I think is how you say it. He did a really interesting video on it, and he does really good stuff. So if you want to see somebody talk about like in great detail, that's a good one to check out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the trailer for Please Don't Destroy SNL movie?
It didn't look like much, but that's kind of all SNL trailers. It's always kind of a flip of the coin if you're gonna, is this really the movie or not? So I'll wait and see. Some of their stuff I think could be very funny. It'll be interesting to see if it works as a film.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of John Cena becoming a Mortal Kombat character? P.S. Tell Malcolm I fixed the online invitation thing. I really want to play Mortal Kombat 1 with him.
Oh, nice. I don't even think I knew that. Honestly, I knew the other ones. I knew about like Homelander and what's his name from Invincible and stuff like that.
Omni-Man?
Yes, but I didn't know John Cena was in that. That's interesting. What? I mean, like, so they usually have like, like weapons and stuff like that. What's John Cena? Is it just a chair? Like, what does he have?
You can't see him, Doug.
That's
Maybe he
it.
turns invisible.
Yes. Invincible and incredible fighting each other. No, invincible and invisible. God damn it. I can't today. Brain fog too much. Anyway, I'm sure it's going to be awful. No, I don't know.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever watch a horror anthology series called Night Visions?
Is that the Rod Serling one? Night Vision? No, I'm thinking Night Gallery. What's Night Visions? Let me see. This is. No, I don't even think I've ever heard of this one. I'll try to check it out.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. What's the hardest part about doing Nostalgia Critic reviews in YouTube for you? How much social interaction do you get from people around you?
I mean, from people around. I mean, if they're around me, I would think I would get social interaction. I mean, you just stay over there. We never look at each other. That part I'm not sure. I maybe just mean social interaction in general. I got a lot less in the early day. Like maybe the first 5, 6 years. Oh God, really? Maybe the first 8 years, I really didn't get too much social interaction. But you get that close knit of friends and family and stuff like that. I'm married, so stuff like that really helps out. But in terms of the hardest part, it's weird because it's not hard, it's not unpleasant, but it's probably the part where I kind of struggle the most. The filming, which you think would be the easiest for me, and I have such great people to film with. I got a great location, I have a great guy who makes props and everything. I mean, none of that is the factor at all. It's that I love coming up with the idea, and then I love seeing if the idea is working in editing. Those are the parts I like the most. And the filming is like the middle parts. At the beginning, anything is possible. And then at the end, you're seeing if it's going to work or not, if you have to change anything, and like I said, the filming is just the middle part. And it's great. And it's so much fun. I'm glad it's so much fun because it can be so stressful. But in terms of like, what's the part I get into like the least, I guess is that. But I still really enjoy it because I got such great people to work with.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on trailer for Eileen, the new Anne Hathaway movie?
Oh, I mean, fine. I couldn't get too much out of it about what it was about, but I kind of like that. A lot of people say trailers give away too much. So, yeah, looks fine.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you see Killers of the Flower Moon? It's getting very good reviews, and some are calling it the best movie of the year.
I'll probably, again, just catching up on work and everything, I'll probably, I was going to say stream it, but it's on Apple TV, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I think so. I mean, it's on big screen too, but I think Apple is making it. So, and I don't have Apple TV. So, we'll see. I liked it. It looked interesting. And I always like seeing what Scorsese is up to. So, I'll try to check it out.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. What Disney movie do you think is the most uncomfortable, toxic, and devoid of creativity?
That's a wonderful question. Well, are we talking about animated or live action? Live action is just a whole new ball game because again,
right.
I
feel like the remake and one of the remakes might be
the remakes. No, but even like, yeah, maybe. For me, I always kind of think of like that stage in the 90s and early 2000s where the live action movies were just like, let's just pander as hard as we can to what's popular and have no identity.
Oh, Tiff Guy is specifying animation.
Animated, man. What's one I really didn't like. I just remember it just being an unpleasant movie all around. Was a Chicken Little. I really didn't like. I just thought that was a very I just think unpleasant. When I think of like that movie, I just keep hearing unpleasant. Nobody likes this kid. They beat him up. They don't beat him up in a funny way. The father's like a jackass. The jokes aren't that funny. Yeah, I just remember it being very, very unpleasant. In terms of like, is that the worst? I don't know, but it'd be up there.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie Ma with Octavia Spencer?
Oh, I like it. That's a very fun movie. It's one of those movies where I always forget about it for some reason. Then when I see it advertised or it's in a thumbnail or something, I'm like, oh, I like that movie. Like I always forget how much I like that movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a good one to check out. Where you always kind of think you kind of know where it's going, and it throws in just enough of a surprise where you're like, what the fuck, kind of thing. So it's a good one to check out.
You really hit a chord with chat here. There's so many people being like, yeah, fuck Chicken Little. Fuck Chicken Little. Sorry. Anyway.
No,
Alex,
we could technically count the remake of Lion King because technically it is animated, though there is one live action shot in there if that counts. But technically, Chicken Little has one too because they're watching Raiders of the Lost Ark for some reason. It's so stupid.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Just watched Cat's Eye for the first time. I thought the first segment with the smoker was brilliant, but the other two were just okay. What are your thoughts?
I liked. Is that the one where there's a guy like also sneaking around the building and stuff like that? I thought that was pretty suspenseful and very simple. You didn't need much for that. Yeah, I like the one. That's another one where the one I forget the most is the one with the actual cat in it, the Cat's Eye, the Drew Barrymore one. I'm like, yeah, what happens in that again? It's like a cat's fighting something, maybe. But yeah, I like it. I think that's another good anthology film. It's a little underrated, maybe because it doesn't have a ton of an identity, but the sections themselves are pretty good.
Rye Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. I missed the Adventure Time vlogs, but you stopped towards the end of season 6, and he plans to ever cover season 7 through 10 and the 2 sequel miniseries, Distant Lands and Fiona and Cake.
So it is one of those where there's so damn many. I'm like, I know I'm never gonna catch up to it. So I did the chicken shit way out, and I just read what happened. I read a synopsis, which was cool. It sounds like it's all great and everything, but I'm just like, yeah, I just know I'm never gonna have time to finish it. I didn't watch the 2 movies or Macy or whatever they were that came out. I did watch a little bit of Fiona and Cake, and I was liking it fine, but again, just time, I can't keep up with it. So yeah, no, it's still, I feel bad because that's probably the show that started so much of like modern, epic cartoons right now in terms of like something that's cartoony but has like this big adult story going on. And I do feel bad I haven't finished it, but there's just too damn many.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh, you finally saw Nimona. What did you think?
I liked it. I liked that it wasn't doing a lot of the same tropes as usual, or when it did, it sped them up. So where I didn't know where it was going. And then when I did see where it was going, I'm kind of like, oh, it's these tropes I'm also not the biggest fan of. Okay. But it was still good. I thought the chemistry with everybody it was good. It had decent sense of humor. I love that world, that medieval future. I thought was really cool. That's a cool idea.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Raising Arizona?
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, that's another one. We quote all the time. Just like if I'm turning right, I'll just be like, turn to the right. I just quote so many dumb lines from that movie. I absolutely love it.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. And for my last question, will Rachel and Ross ever get together?
Rachel and Ross
from Friends.
I've
never watched Friends. So.
I've never watched it either. You know more than I do because I didn't even know those names. You know more than I do. Chad, you probably watched the show.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also this year, I'm going to be brave and watch these horror movies that I haven't watched yet. The Exorcist and The Shining. Wish me luck, especially with The Exorcist.
Exorcist can be, it's funny because when they re-released it, there's this, because I saw it a couple times on the big screen because it's great to watch with a crowd. I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
And because it's great to watch because because they added some more scenes in it. If you're gonna watch it, see if you can watch the original. Not that the extended ruins much, but it's not quite as good. They released this extended cut that had more of like deleted scenes that had like Linda Blair swearing as a kid, like without the voice and stuff like that, into modern audiences looking for a good scary movie, younger audiences and stuff. They were all laughing throughout the first half, and even some of like the more edgier scenes, they're just like that you really don't see in movies. They're just like, oh, what? That's great. And then when they get to the cross scene, everyone knows what I'm talking about with that, everybody shuts up.
Yeah.
And they're just like the whole rest of the movie, and that's always kind of funny to see. And it's great to see a movie where people still have that strong reaction, like just hearing a whole crowd go, oh, like, and it's not like an I'm just in the movie. It is a I have never even thought of something this disturbing
Yeah.
before. Weirdly, it's kind of impressive to see a film can still do that.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. You think you could review Barnyard, Nacho Libre, or Charlotte's Web 2006 in the near future?
Maybe I'll do Charlotte's Web. I always kind of stayed away from it because it didn't leave that much of an impression on me. But it's weird. I'm getting more into movies that are kind of very mid, and I don't know. I find those movies more interesting than ones that are phenomenal or ones that are really bad. So that might be an interesting one to do. And I haven't seen it, but I have seen. I do have Barnyard on the list because a lot of people have requested that.
Mustard Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Just got back from another great weekend at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. Evil Dead Rise was scary, fun. Chucky had a great use of puppets and animatronics, but The Last of Us? Chef's kiss. Truly felt like stepping through the game.
I was going to say, I mean, that one I think just kind of makes itself.
Yeah.
The one that I'd be interested to see how they do is maybe Evil Dead Rise because, it all just takes place in an apartment, but it's so dark in there. And, with kind of the candlelight and some of the little scares they can do, I'm like, I bet they could do something pretty creepy with that, with like a little haunted walkthrough. I bet that'd be actually legit pretty scary.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, RRR is the most fun I've had with a motion picture in my entire life. Easily in my top 3 favorite movies of all time. Maybe an NC review?
Man. I don't know. Like, I love the shit out of it too. That was one of the most impressive films I've seen like in years. So I'm with you. In terms of can I bring much to it as the NC? I don't know. I don't think I could bring enough to warrant a review, especially of a movie that's like, 3 hours long. But I don't know. Might be an idea. We'll see.
Dino Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen The Ghost and Molly McGee, and are you considering doing a Disney-cember on the show? In the episode Lock, Shock, and Peril, there's a song called No More Distractions that's eerily similar to I'm a Distraction from To Boldly Flee.
Copyright claim coming. People can do it to us over and over. No, I haven't seen the show. It looks cute, but yeah, I'm not like, it's not on the list or anything, but I don't know if enough people are like, oh my God, you gotta see it. It's really good. Maybe I'll check it out.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I rewatched the Casper movie, and I think you can easily remake it. Casper's charm, I think, is on par with Scooby-Doo and Hocus Pocus. Just need to market it correctly, like release old Casper cartoons. What do you think?
Yeah, it's funny because even when that movie came out, I was like, what are they doing? And even though I'm not a fan of it, it's better than it has any right to be, especially for that time. But I don't know what you would do now. I'm not saying you couldn't do it. It'd actually be very interesting to do it, but I don't know how. How would you do it different from what they did in that film? I'm sure there's a way. But I don't know. Would you make it more dramatic? Would you make it more cartoony and zany? I'm not sure. I don't know. There's an idea in there.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on The Shape of Water?
Unpopular opinion, I didn't like it.
I loved it.
I didn't feel those two had any chemistry. I was really hoping that, talking to like the glass and they can't talk and, they have to find a different way to communicate. I was really looking forward to how they were going to do it. And it was just immediately like, oh, you're in trouble. I'll help you out. Well, you seem nice. Let's fuck. And I'm just like, I didn't buy it. I just did not buy it at all. I didn't think it was awful or anything, but yeah, I don't know. I did not see what I guess everybody else saw in it. Because, a lot of people love it. You're not alone. Like, a lot of people really like that movie. I'm glad it got, Del Toro the best picture and everything. But, yeah, I just didn't buy the chemistry.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Bradley Cooper movie?
I know who he is in terms of, like, man, what's...
Might be Star is Born for me.
That's the first one that came in my head, so it's probably that. I'm just looking through all his movies here.
That's fair.
Probably Stars, but I have a sweat. Was he in Horrible Bosses? Or no, that's The Hangover he was in. I'll say Star is Born. I thought he was really good in that.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think was in the briefcase in Pulp Fiction?
whatever you want it to be. Man, what could it be that everyone would have to have like an amazing reaction to and glows gold? Um, I don't know. I literally cannot. I like that we don't know, and I cannot put an image to it, and it actually feels wrong if I could, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I like that I can't think of what it could be.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 40-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So glad to be out of work. Now it's time to cut loose, foot loose. And I also kicked off my Sunday, or in this case, Wednesday shoes.
Nice. Well, welcome to relaxation or dance station.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. The more Whose Line I watch, the more I catch on to the guy's personality/characters. For instance, Colin is the weirdo of the group. Ryan would rather be literally anywhere else but there. Wayne is upbeat and has the most fun in the show. And Drew Carey is the master of snark.
Yeah, it's funny because I really liked the British show, and the British show would really get a wide variety of people. They have people come back, but they did not have the same three people and then one, wild card. You know what I mean? Like one that they would switch out. And I didn't like that at first. I didn't like that Drew Carey was just kind of like I'm just kind of nice and friendly. Haha, I make dad jokes. I didn't like that at first. And then the more I watched it, I'm with you. I like they did form a chemistry. They could do jokes with each other that they couldn't do if they kept switching people out. And then kind of making fun of Drew Carey and like the dad jokes and stuff like that. And him taking it in good humor and stuff like that really gave that version of it its own identity. So I like that. I actually thought in the long run that worked to its advantage.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Best Buy no longer selling physical DVDs or Blu-rays starting in 2024? Do you think this is a push to get rid of physical media? I personally can't stand this trend.
I agree. I saw that and I was disappointed. At the same time, I stream. I only buy physical media stuff I really, really want, which I'll be honest, isn't a ton.
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, when we had to get the Flash, because we accidentally ordered just the 4K and not the Blu-ray, and I need the Blu-ray, I went to like 3 different Best Buys, and they were all out.
Oh, really?
The Blu-ray, and it's the Flash. That movie bombed. So it's like, did they not order enough, or were people just weirdly, they wanted it on physical media for maybe they missed or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm always gonna like physical media. If there's a power outage or a glitch or something, I don't know, it's unlikely, but if something just somehow gets rid of all that, it's like you still have the physical copy. I don't know. To me, it's kind of like it's the same thing as like getting fan art. It shows respect to the film if you actually buy like the physical copy. So I try to get it with the movies I really, really like.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what are your thoughts on Andrew Lincoln as an actor? For me, he's half the reason I watch Walking Dead. Something about his presence, the way he carries himself, and how much authority he brings. He's just a force to be reckoned with that I almost never see in any other performance. He's my favorite actor of all time.
I mean, he's not my favorite actor of all time, but he's really fucking good. And I guess there's a lot of great stories about him behind the scenes too, like how he takes his, acting very seriously. He doesn't just wait, until action and stuff. He's always talking about with other actors, like, what to do in the scene and stuff like that. His accent is phenomenal. The way he can do not only an American accent, but like an Indiana accent.
Okay, yeah.
Is very, very, and I never for a second thought he was British. So yeah, no, I mean, he's a mad talented guy.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Most underrated Adam Sandler movie.
Underrated. Do I say this one? Okay. This movie probably does not age very well.
Great, can't wait.
But when I saw it, I really did like, what was it? Zohan. I think there's probably a lot of stereotypes in there that probably don't age well. In my opinion, I think it's more of like kind of the American view of that world. I don't think there's anything like hostile in it. But I remember laughing a lot. I think it's such a weird idea. This guy that was like an assassin, but he wants to be a hairdresser. Okay. And he uses the talents for killing people to like do people's hair. I just thought it was really funny. So yeah, as one of those people kind of just lumped together with like just the bad, dumb Adam Sandler movie. That is dumb, but I thought it was pretty funny.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. I wanted to recommend the video by Animat, Electric Dragon 505, Top 10 Worst Looney Tunes Characters, where his only criteria is they have to be in 2 or more cartoons. A lot of surprise picks.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know who I would put on there. There's some I never got into. I never really got into like the Chicken Hawk or like Tweety. I guess Tiny Little Birds, the more I think about it, I didn't like. But yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'm a little curious. Maybe I'll check that out.
Okay. I have got this typed up, and I think we're going to interrupt our questions for a hot second here to do the poll for what movie we are going to watch on Tuesday as a watch party. Okay, I'm going to set it up for 10 minutes. So, chat, you will have 10 minutes to vote. It'll be above the chat. So that's where you'll be able to find it. Here are your choices before I hit start poll, okay? The first choice has been on these polls many a times. Maybe one of these days we'll actually watch it. Llamageddon. The second choice, Zombievers. No, you did not mishear me. It is about zombie beavers. And also working on the trope of like a whole bunch of college girls going for a cabin away on the weekend. It's a comedy. Another one called Hell Baby, which is about a family that moves into a new house, and it's possessed, and some of the Vatican's best have to come and exorcise the demons from the house. And the last one is a classic that Doug has never seen, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Is that what it is? The
Something like
first
that.
Elvira.
I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
to be fair, I've never seen any of these. But
We are not doing additional votes for awesome awards for channel points. It's just one vote. That's what you got. So it should be up there. There you go. Check it out. I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. You think you'll review Little Nicky or Kung Pao Enter the Fist? Where Little Nicky is terrible, Kung Pao is just so funny and really respects the genre that I can't help but love it.
a lot of people tell me that. I haven't seen it. I put it down the list because a lot of people asked me to review it. I've never seen it. It just looked like a dumb movie, but like a lot of folks are saying they really like it. So maybe I'll check it out. I'm pretty sure I got on the list. I'll double check, make sure I do. And then in terms of Little Nicky, I don't know. I don't think I can get much. But it's just not funny. So probably not much.
Just so you know, too, chat, we have 10 minutes to vote on the poll. So if you want to look things up or really take your time, you can, okay? Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the 2 most recent episodes of Doom Patrol? And if so, thoughts?
No, I forgot it's out. There's so many. It's always the thing about fall. Suddenly, all these shows drop, and I always put them on the save list, but they're on different streaming, platforms and stuff. And I'm catching up on work, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just watch whatever, Bob's Burgers or something like that. Be like, oh, I forgot about Doom Patrol. So yeah, blah blah blah. No, not yet. I'm really excited to see them.
Captain John, thank you for the 100 bits. What were your thoughts on Once Upon a Studio, and which characters did you love seeing getting recognition?
Well, someone brought up that small one was in there. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I guess I like the.
Oh, Doug? We've lost him. Uh-oh. Oh, there you are. There you are.
All right. Well, that'll be great when we do Spider-Man Friday. But anyway, I was saying, I liked when they did stuff like Sword in the Stone. They had like the sketchy animation. I thought that was a nice touch. And then I guess I like seeing Small One in there. Somebody said that character was in there. I thought that was cool. And I thought it was cute. I didn't think it was anything great, but it was nice to see. It's always neat seeing a bunch of characters you recognize together.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. So let's deconstruct the end of your Batman Forever review. Spider-Man shoots Joel Schumacher, walks like a crab, the critic is screaming, and it ends on a freeze frame with text saying the Red Lobster is still at large. So 3 questions. What'd you guys take? How much of it did you take? And who's your guy?
It's actually a drug called the Red Lobster, and it's sold by a guy called the Red Lobster. So yeah, should be easy to find.
And you maybe consume it in Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits?
No.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No, but now that you mention it, yeah, I think we're going to do that from now on.
Fantastic. Gary Turbo, thank you for the 100 bits. 2-sentence horror story. You're alone in your house when you see a girl with comically oversized glasses.
Okay.
They said it was supposed to be a Sniper Wolf joke with everything going on between Sniper Wolf and Jack Films.
Okay, but that's outside the house, not inside the house.
Sure. Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. Not sure the likelihood of finding a copy of it. A version of Robin Hood to check out is from the early 80s called The Zany Adventures of Robin Hood, with George Siegel as Robin, Morgan Fairchild as Marion, and Roddy McDowall as Prince John.
Huh. Okay. Well, it'd be fun to see Ryan McDowell. He's fun in anything. But no, I never heard of that. I'll try to check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie The Death of Stalin?
Man, that's another one that sounds familiar. Death of Stalin. Why is that? I think somebody recommended it before. I don't think I saw it. No, somebody recommended. I did not get a chance to see it. I'll do my best, but I already have a million things to watch, man.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently watched Night of the Living Dead again, and I have to admit, I wasn't a big fan of it. I thought most of the characters were either bland or even kind of annoying. I'm not exaggerating when I say all the Barbara character did was cry, scream, and act cowardly. I respect the film for essentially starting a new genre of horror, but I didn't think it aged particularly well.
I know what you're talking about. I like it. I respect it more than I like it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When you look at the time when it came out, and how other films were shot back then and stuff like that, it is very innovative. I can see why something like that could be creepy and scary if they've never seen something really like that, like zombies and stuff like that. But it's not what I watch every Halloween either. I respect it more, like I said, than I watch it.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, who makes the funniest bad movies? Stephen King or M. Night Shyamalan? Don't make him choose. No.
Probably Shyamalan, because at least King, you kind of have like a coin flip whether or not it's going to be good. Shyamalan, most of the time, it's going to be bad. It's going to be a very entertaining bad. It's very rare that it's a boring bad, which, yeah, I mean, when King's bad, it's either really entertaining or it can be like just really dull. Like the Shining miniseries is so dull. Yeah, but both, when they're hilariously bad, there's kind of no better comedy on earth.
Chat, we are over halfway through the voting. Don't forget to vote above the chat there on what movie we're going to watch for the watch party on Tuesday, because I see only about 35 people have voted and there's 90 people in chat. So take a look and vote. Gary Turbo, thank you for the 100 bits. About Disney, they were considering buying Electronic Arts.
Don't they have enough?
Yeah. I don't know. Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. Fun fact about the studio short for the animation of the CGI characters from Dinosaur, Chicken Little, Robinsons, and Bolt. They had to rebuild the models from the ground up since they were done on older programs and the newer ones wouldn't be able to work with them.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. It's kind of interesting.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. The first episode of the Frasier revival is free on YouTube. Doug, if you're curious, my brother says Frasier is still Frasier, which is great. Everything else is blah.
I saw it. I didn't like it. It could have been worse, but it's not good. The acting is good. I will give it that, but it's only a handful of laughs, and it's mostly just bad writing. Honestly, they should just let it lie.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, Doug and Heather, what are your thoughts on the film Practical Magic with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman? I personally love it. I watch it every October.
I never saw it. I heard it was okay. I didn't hear much else about it. Did you ever see Heather or no?
No.
Yeah, so maybe I'll try to watch it this year.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 100 bits. Lies of P would have been a masterpiece with Pauly Shore. Skitty, skitty, skitty.
Oh.
Lies of P is a video game right now that has Pinocchio in it.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that would have been
fun. Wild Katarn, thank you for the 100 bits. Will there be a Halloween cartoon riff with you and Rob this year? Still watch your The Mad Doctor riff.
Thank you so much. Probably not. I am just trying to catch up on normal stuff because of the shingles just put me so far behind on stuff. So yeah, probably not. I'm sorry. It's mostly just gonna be NCs. I'll try to do some vlog reviews and then Disney Sempers for a bit.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 100 bits. Got some unexpected free time this week to drop in on my favorite streamer, Chaplin! Oh, yeah, Doug and Heather, you guys are all right too, I guess.
You're getting too big, Chaplin. I'm streaming.
Good for you, Chaplin. You're a fan favorite. You're probably our most used emote, buddy.
Yeah.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. On the topic of Frasier, I personally believe it's sorely underrated when it comes to their emotional moments. My personal fave was when Martin attended the parole hearing of the man who shot him. When the man was denied his parole, even with Martin's forgiveness, shit messed me up.
I liked it more in the earlier seasons. I thought it got a little too manipulative as it went on. You could tell when it was
Mm,
sweeps week, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But it ended on an okay note. Every once in a while they could have a good serious episode. It definitely kind of went downhill the more the seasons went on, but I can't ever say it got like bad, you know what I mean?
We're entering the final minute here, chat. Don't forget to vote. KP, thank you for the 100 bits. Suggestion for your next commercial special, Battle Trolls. They were a line of those troll figurines aimed at boys instead of girls based on action movies and extreme imagery. I had some when I was younger with names like Trollinator, Count Trollula, Ninja Troll, and Night Troll.
That's it, because I remember they tried another one. It was called like Stone Protect. It was like Ninja Turtle Trolls. It was like the same thing. I never heard of these ones though. Okay, I'll try to check it out.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, your new Nostalgia Ween intro is cute. Would you mind telling us exactly what it's referencing?
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, if you could pick it up, it's from Halloween 3. It's the commercial that always plays that's gonna turn kids watching it into bugs. That's why there's like little bugs and stuff that are creeping at the end. So yeah, that's if you haven't seen the movie, once you do, you will not be able to get that song out of your head.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you do Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as an NC review this year? You could release it on November 22nd this year.
Yeah, that's another one. I did a top whatever things you didn't know about it, and that's another one where I don't know if I could add much. It's just so perfect the way it is. There's a guy called I think it's either Hats Off Media or Hats Off Entertainment. I don't know. Honestly, if you type in Planes, Trains, Automobiles, his videos will pop up, and he's done several videos about it. And I feel like he sums up much better than I can what really works about it.
We have a winner. It is, ironically, Elvira! Doug,
Okay.
when I told Doug the choices earlier before stream, and he was like, does anyone even know who Elvira is
Yeah,
anymore? Will they
gonna
vote
say,
for
like,
that?
Maybe they looked it up. They just saw it. It's like, oh, I want to see that. No, that's not true, because then they would have done Zombievers. But still no love for Llamageddon. What a shame.
What a shame.
But
Sailor-
this would be fun. I've actually never seen the movie all the way through, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Wild Katarn, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh, just remembered, any thoughts on the recently announced live action Gargoyles Disney Plus is doing? Keith David as Goliath or I Walk?
I'm sad it's not Jordan Peele, because I know he wanted to do it, but James Wan's not a bad choice. I love the idea of it as a series, a live action series. I was saying I could see that kind of like a tamer version of like Disney Plus's Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot of really good stories with that. I just don't want the gargoyle CG. I want them to do practical makeup. You can CG the wings, that's fine. Everything else, do practical makeup, man, because it's going to be distracting.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 100 bits. How's the burgers at Bob's Burgers?
They're edible.
Fantastic. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, would you rather be a time traveler's wife or a sorcerer's apprentice? My gut says sorcerer's apprentice, but I would be a time traveler's wife if I could be River Song. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Have any of you guys seen the trailer for the new South Park Paramount Plus special? If you have, do you think it could be awesome, or are Trey and Matt reaching at this point? Me personally, I needed this like I needed a glass of cold water.
If there's anyone that can do that kind of stuff well, it's them. I like they're kind of in the middle, and because everybody now is either leaning too left or too right. I like they're always in the middle, and they're gonna say the emperor has no clothes. You know what I mean? Well, if it's an emperor on the left, he has clothes, or an emperor on the right, he has clothes. Kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to what they have to do with that. Especially the name of it was the Panderverse or something like that. So it's like, okay, it sounds like they're taking what's like kind of the appropriate angle for that. What's legit kind of annoying about it.
Alan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I'm really excited about the live-action Gargoyles show coming to Disney+. I think that even though the live actions haven't been good, this one could have the potential to go in a new direction of something different and also maintain the nostalgia that they want. What do you think?
Oh, I think there's been some good, I just finished up Ahsoka. I thought that was good. I really liked Andor. I haven't seen Loki season 2, but I like the first season. So, I mean, I think they can do them. But there's been some stinkers too. I didn't get into Obi-Wan. But, yeah, I think I think they can do it well. James Wan's a smart cookie. I think he
Mhm.
can put something really cool together. Especially that mix of horror and action. The more I think about it, with like Aquaman and then also like his horror films, like you could do something really cool with that. So I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Chat, thank you for hype train number 2. We appreciate you.
Whoop. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Come on. Sugar, sugar. There we go.
Carrie Turbo, thank you for the 100 bits. For my last bits, I would like to take the time to remember Suzanne Summers from Three's Company and Step by Step.
Yeah. I guess she had, what, she have like breast cancer or something like that? I didn't know
I don't
that.
know.
So
Yeah,
yeah, no, that was really sad to hear.
for sure. I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. I think Tom and Jerry, A Nutcracker Tale could make for a good review for December. Same with Shazam or Violent Night.
I think we have the ones picked out for this year, but I think I do have that one on the list somewhere because the Tom and Jerry ones usually do pretty well. So yeah, I might do that at some point.
Dino Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of Adam Sandler voices getting rating over an hour and a half, an hour and a half, yes. Will there be a Little Nicky review anytime soon? You referenced this movie in some of your NC reviews, but we've never gotten a review of it.
Somebody asked that earlier too. Maybe I should. I just remember it being like, there's nothing you can say except that's not funny. That's annoying. That's not funny. Like, I don't know how much I can add to it, but we'll see.
I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. While the first Goosebumps show is cheesy and not in a good way, the movie is pretty funny, and the rebooted show that just came out is really goddamn good.
You know, because again, my wife loved growing up with Goosebumps. She loved laughing at it and having a good time with it and stuff like that. And we started this one where it's just like, did we pick the right show? This looks like a legit dark, creepy show. This looks like a Mike Flanagan show or something like that. So we're like, maybe we'll watch it a little later because I think it was like the morning or something. But we were like, wow, okay, like Goosebumps might really be stepping up its game, I guess.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Were you able to finish No One Will Save You?
No, not yet. That's another one that'll probably take some time.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. Fun fact, the original music Tick Tick Boom was a one-man rock opera where Jonathan Larson just played piano, sang songs he wrote, and told stories. After his passing, another production of Tick Tick Boom was put on with 2 or 3 actors on stage, which inspired Lin-Manuel Miranda to go into film. It's fascinating that Lin-Manuel Miranda used that as a narrative device in the film.
Did Lin-Manuel Miranda, I forget, did he do anything in the film? I can't remember. Did he like produce or something? Did he act in it?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember either, but that's interesting. Yeah, just knowing the story of all that after the movie came out was really, really interesting. I mean, either if you know it before or after, it's pretty interesting.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. You have mentioned many times how Chuck Jones' Mowgli's Brothers is the best adaptation of Jungle Book, which I finally saw a couple of years ago, made my favorite films list that year. Do you think if it had been feature length 70 plus minutes, it could have been even better?
Oh yeah, you can tell they were held back by the budget and the length. But yeah, I feel like with that tone and that style, and like I said, more of a budget. That could be like the best Jungle Book, movie, honestly, because I think it so naturally lends itself to animation. That's a good style for it too. But yeah, I mean, but still a great short in my opinion.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm just going to read it now because it is relevant to what we're talking about. Lin-Manuel Miranda directed Tick Tick Boom.
Oh!
I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to say it with a lot of confidence and then have Chap be like, you're an idiot, Heather.
I legit could not remember. He did a good job. Like I said, it had a good visual style to it and everything. Yeah, let's hope there's more in the future.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you considered reviewing any Truma films? Toxic Avenger is prime freak show cinema material, especially.
I mean, obviously, I love trauma films or trauma film, but that's another one where I don't know what I would add. Let me put it this way: a lot of people ask me to review Killer Clowns from Outer Space. If I can get through that, if I can find a way to review that in a fun way, I can do trauma films. But yeah, that's another one where people ask. I'm like, well, what am I gonna say about it?
Alan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, I'm kind of bummed about all this talk about retail stores no longer selling physical media. It's a direction I'm not looking forward. Also, would you ever do an NC of the Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg movies Daddy's Home 1 and 2?
I think I saw the first one. I didn't really get into it. I never saw the second one. They just don't grab me. I don't think I have the passion to talk about them. And I agree. I like physical media. I think the writing's been on the wall for a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I still stand by there's a great importance to it. I don't know if it's ever fully gonna go away, but we'll see.
Livster, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I have a great Halloween rec for you. It's called Frank, Frankeldas Book of Spooks, a stop motion horror anthology musical with a gothic romance backstory. It's on Max and it's only 15-minute episodes. I recommend watching it in its original language, Spanish, since the song lyrics don't translate well to English.
You know, I know what you're talking because I just saw it on there. I saw the little thumbnail. I went, "What is this?" And I did add it to my list, so it's on my list. Again, I don't know when I'll get around to it, but it did look kind of neat.
I know what, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. You know what would make for a good review? Zoom, starring Tim Allen. The movie, for some reason, is flat out sexist. It has to be seen to be believed.
All right, and that's another one I've gotten requests for a little bit. Like not recently, but I remember like back like in the first 6-7 years, I got a lot of requests for that. So yeah, I'll try and check it out.
Virtuous Sinner, thank you for the 100 bits. What is better this year? The best live action video game show, The Last of Us, or best live action anime show, One Piece?
Yeah,
They're
I'm not
both my
saying-
children. No.
Yeah, it's like they're so different. All right, so this is just I can't say which one's better. But personal preference, I do like One Piece a little bit more. I think it's just a little bit more fleshed out for what it is, where it felt like the perfect length, everything felt right. Last of Us, the only thing I think everyone brought this up, they were kind of like, boy, you could have used one more episode, or could have even been a little longer and stuff like that. Where One Piece, I felt like ended just at the right point. I'm just like, yes, I cannot wait for more. Where Last of Us, I'm kind of like, I could use a little more.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Anybody a fan of the band Talking Heads? The band that made songs like Psycho Killer and She Was, Nothing But Flowers, etc. Because my siblings caught a reshowing of Stop Making Sense, their concert movie, and it's apparently critically lauded.
I'm gonna sound like a dumbass. Is lauded good or bad?
Good, good.
Okay. That was another one of those I had an invite to, and I'm just like, I know I'm not gonna be able to get around to that. But it looked interesting. I mean, I remember hearing a little bit of their stuff, but yeah, when I saw the trailer, I kind of had to see like the video of who they were, and I'm like, okay, I remember these guys. So I'll try to check out the movie at some point.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever heard of a museum called Zach Bagans Haunted Museum? It's claimed to be one of the most haunted places in the world. It even has a room dedicated to murderabilia that belongs to famous killers like John Wayne Gacy, for example. Zach Bagans, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. Ghost Adventurers. God, my friends and I used to watch that all the time in college.
What it is? Oh, it's in Vegas. What a shock. No, but next time I'm in Vegas, I will check it out because I love kitschy shit like that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. One of the funniest things from Whose Line is the scenes from a hat prompt. Things you can say to your dog that you can't say to your girlfriend. And Colin just goes up with full confidence and says, "Come."
My favorite is one from Colin because it's just so silly. Is like you put on different hats. It's like one of those like dating services where you go out in a different hat and you have a different like catchphrase. And Colin just goes out in a dog outfit, in little dog ears. He just goes ruff 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 ruff. I don't know why that just made me laugh so hard. Just that last little ruff. Like he just looks so confident. Like nailed it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. I also love during the CD song skit with Ryan Stiles when Colin just says, "When I was a young boy growing up in the hood."
Yeah, no, watch the Richard Simmons one if you haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh my God. That's such a good one.
Yeah.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. Great review today. I watch it every Halloween. Which is your favorite story from the movie?
Probably the Trick or Treater, though the werewolves is a close second.
Heavy Metal Harry, thank you for the 100 bits. Gargoyles live action reboot has been announced by Disney. I'm stoked. What are your thoughts? And the SAG strikes, when do you think it will be released?
Oh, I mean, that I don't know. I guess somebody said there's the thing about Congress limiting some things on AI, so that might speed it along, but I have no clue. Gargoyles, I mean, again, I talk about things that kind of should innovate again in Disney. And even though that's technically a remake, I think it's a live action show. If done right, I mean, I feel like that could be something big if they really, really if they innovate. I mean, again, I think that's really what we're missing right now.
Heavy Metal Harry, thank you for the 100 bits. Is it hard to start a career in content creation if you're 29?
You know, I'm probably not the person to ask because I've been doing this 16 years. You know, got started back in like the mid 2000s there, and when I mid mid 2010s, or early no fuck late 2000s. That's what it was. I can math, and the game changes all the time. We're always struggling just to keep up with the different changing rules and algorithm and what people are into, what they're not into, and stuff like that. So I don't know. I would imagine it would be tricky, because I think right now it's kind of a young person's platform and game and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm over 40 right now, and I'm still doing it for a living. So maybe there's some hope.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. I love the one refreshingly honest statements that will earn you a black eye. And Wayne goes, Drew doesn't do a single thing.
That's good.
Heavy Metal Harry, thank you for the 100 bits. Should I change my name to Heavy Metal Yoda? Only if you want to.
Yes.
Ooh. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Which BoJack Horseman hit you the hardest?
Oh, I'm trying to say, how do you do it without revealing it? The one that ends in the planetarium. You know what I'm talking about. If I mentioned that.
Yes.
That was, that hurt.
Yeah, truly. Heavy Metal Harry, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you hear the rumors that Disney might be legally investigating South Park for their new special?
That sounds like I don't know. Again, given the current state of Disney, I think they have other things to worry about.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, WTF was up with the dream graphic from your sponsorship today?
Oh, right. Well, so what's funny, I recorded that actually with a different graphic. So what it is, it's these, what technically it was these shadows of children using this woman who's like in the middle of the ground. She's like got her face covered, using her kind of like a puppet. And it was so weird and odd. I'm like, oh man, I gotta talk about this. But just the more you look at, it's hard to tell the kids are shadows, and the woman she's not wearing much and everything. I'm like, for a sponsorship, they're gonna pull the plug in this. I gotta find something else. So what I found was the one of like the weird ghost lady sleeping like on top of herself. I'm like, that's weird enough, but the original was even weirder and like kind of creepier.
Disney Knowledge, thank you for the 100 bits. In your review of Best Friends, what is the film that the clip you keep using referring to the cool guy when you show people saying, "Who are you?"
Man, I'm trying to remember. I haven't seen that review in a while. I'd have to watch it again. I'm so sorry. I'm not remembering the moment. I'm so sorry.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, Doug and Heather, has there been a film soundtrack that you love, even if the film is average to bad?
Judge Dredd has a good soundtrack. I mean, we both kind of love this movie, but we know it's trash. But Great Showman has a pretty good soundtrack.
It's got an amazing soundtrack.
Yeah. I know there's others. Stargate weirdly has like a phenomenal soundtrack, like just one of the best you've ever heard. I don't know. I think those are pretty good.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I just watched Halloween 3 yesterday, Doug. I didn't hate it, and that damn jingle nearly kept me up all night, but the majority of it I thought was a little dull. Even the Halloween imagery wasn't as abundant as I was expecting, at least compared to Trick or Treat. I do respect it for taking some big narrative swings, though.
I 100% agree. Whenever I talk about that movie, I always kind of say like underrated films and stuff like that. But I always kind of say, but there is a reason. It is kind of boring. There's a handful of scenes that really stand out, and I think people remember liking the film because of it. But whenever they have to go back and watch it again, they're like, "Yeah, this is pretty slow, isn't it? Like this might have been a better like Twilight Zone or something like that than like a full fleshed out movie."
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Dark Toon's idea, the Dexter's Lab episode where he turns into a clown.
I have not seen that one, so I will try to check it out.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the trailer for the second season of the Santa Clauses? Do you think you might watch or review it?
I haven't seen the trailer yet. I liked the first season, surprisingly. This is from a guy that didn't even get into the movies that much. Yeah, I'll check it out. Well, if anything, even if you don't like the first season. It is so Christmassy. Like it's just all over the place. Like it just puts you like in the Christmas mood. So yeah, I'm hoping it's good because I actually did like the first season quite a bit.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 1 of 2. Tick Tick Boom is one of my favorite musical movies. Every single background character, side character, and extra is a musical theater actor. Lin-Manuel Miranda employed them during the pandemic. It was the musical version of The Avengers. Lol.
Some of them I did recognize, and I'm definitely not a Broadway guy, but like some of them, I'm like, I know that name. I've seen that person somewhere, but well, that's kind of I didn't know like all of them were. But there definitely were some names or faces I picked out. I'm like, oh, I've seen that person before.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Stephen Sondheim even re-recorded that message for the movie. He was close to Jonathan Larson IRL, and Jonathan Larson got to see rehearsals for Into the Woods.
Yeah, wasn't that like around the point where he passed away? I think too. It was like pretty close. So that was real. When I saw that, I kind of when I saw that because like I think it just happened.
I cried.
Yes, that scene hit pretty hard.
Game Dust, thank you for the 100 bits. Any thoughts on reviewing the Beverly Hills Cops movies?
Weird confession. I've never seen one all the way through. Which isn't that it was like so bad I had to stop them. Like I like them fine. But it's always one of those. It was always on TV. I'd see a little bit here and there, and they always look like fun. But yeah, nothing about them ever like grabbed me and said, "Sit down, watch the whole thing. You have to see it all in one go." But I should, because that actually happened with the Clue movie, where I'd always see it in bits and pieces, and I'm like, "This is cute, but it looks like one joke getting old." But when you sit down, watch the whole thing, it's like, "Oh, now I can see why this is brilliant." You know what I mean? So yeah. I should sit down, probably watch all of them.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. One more thing about Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum. It's home to what is said to be the most haunted doll in the world. Her name is Peggy. She's so haunted and so demonic, you apparently should not look her in the eyes.
Oh, okay. I always thought that Raggedy Ann doll, the one Annabelle was based on, was supposed to be like the most haunted. But I don't know how to even measure that. Either way, sounds great. If I'm ever in Vegas again, I will check it out.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I know the original Wolfman makeup doesn't hold up the best, but I weirdly thought it looked better than the Michael J. Fox Teen Wolf makeup, and that came out after An American Werewolf in London. I'm sorry, but there's no excuse for that.
You want to know? It's funny because I'm with you. I like that movie, but I didn't think the makeup on J. Fox looked that great. I love the makeup on the father, where it's all white and puffy and stuff like that. I actually thought that was a really cool makeup job. On him for that, but I agree. I don't think Fox's was the best.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. I've been playing the 2023 remake of Dead Space, and yeah, I still see it as the video game equivalent of John Carpenter's The Thing, which is the highest praise I can give it. Definitely recommend.
Might just see if that rings a bell because that name sounds familiar.
Malcolm's been playing it recently before he played Mortal Kombat.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not even recognizing the imagery looks cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try to check it out at some point.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Sylvester Stallone's Judge Dredd is the best one because law.
Don't you mean la 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 la?
Wow.
Wow.
Love it. All right, we have some time for some highlighted questions. Woo,
nice.
Woo. Blabble Block says, "Can you do an NC for Beyond Thunderdome? Also, what are your thoughts on Phantom of the Paradise?"
I've never seen it, and I think when Philo was up, he was talking about it. I'm like, I don't even know if I heard of this movie. I looked at pictures. I was like, what is this? So I got to check that out. And I don't know. The Fury Road review was kind of like, we mainly talked about Fury Road, but we kind of wanted to talk about Mad Max in general. So I kind of touch on it a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. It might be nice to give that a full review. Because like I said, before Fury Road, that was my personal favorite. And that was like everyone's least favorite, which I thought was so odd. So I don't know. Maybe it makes sense.
Along Came Sonic says, "What are your thoughts on the Amazing Digital Circus? And who's your favorite character?"
Is that the show that just came out on Amazing?
I don't know anything about it.
Digital Circus. I think it's the people that did like Murder Drones and stuff. Yeah, okay. I have not seen it yet. I mean, it looks like fun. But yeah, I've only seen the trailers. I haven't seen the show yet.
R Red says, "Doug, this December, could you do a nostalgia critic on Dr. Seuss the Grinch musical live? The one with Matthew Morrison."
I didn't even know that was a thing. I'll try to look into it.
Ramirez says, "Is everybody ready for Spider-Man 2 on Friday?"
Yeah, man. It'll be the first time I'll be using the PS5 as well, so it'll be really cool to see what the absence of load screens looks like.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, would you be in favor of more films like Thank You for Smoking? Films that essentially say this harmful act is actually beneficial when you consider this.
Um, I like films like that. I like ones that are very, very dark comedies and they kind of blur the line. And
Uh-huh.
what I like is that it looks like most of the time it's gonna bench sit, and then near the end, it does kind of take a little bit of a stance. And it's not the safe stance. And I like that, especially when you see the original ending totally contradict that. It almost ruins the movie. So yeah, I do like I really like movies like that. I'd be lying if I said I can see why some people wouldn't like it, definitely. But no, I think it's very intentionally a very dark comedy that in that darkness can find something, kind of unique and unconventional to say.
Cartoon Dictator says, "Have you seen the cartoon Hilda and your favorite Adventure Time character?" Two different questions here.
Yeah, I haven't seen it all the way through, but I've seen a fair amount. I really liked it a lot. It's a good fall show too. A lot of fall colors and stuff. And favorite Adventure Time character. I remember. Oh, what's her name? The little green elephant. I really really liked. It was so funny because we would do the vlogs with this family that's still really close friends with, and they hated that character, and I always thought she was so funny. And I'm blanking on her name, sadly. But
Tree Trunks, thank you,
Tree
chat.
Trunks, that was it. Yeah, she cracked me up. I love that character.
Lord R. Wolfen says, "Yo, everybody. So I went through all 4 days of New York Comic Con only to find that Dante Bosco wasn't there. Or maybe I missed
Oh,
him, who knows. But the highlight for me is the 3-part finale of Archer premiering this December."
oh, neat. Okay. Oh, that's another one I gotta watch. Archer. It's too much. Too much.
Too
I'm
much.
just yeah, it takes too much out of me. If you were there, I think Tom Ruger was there too. So if it's still going, it's probably not going on anymore. But if it is, you can still say hi to him.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of the first two Conjuring films? The first one is great, but I personally love the second one more. Valak is such a simple but very intimidating monster. I wish she got more screen time in the film because the Nun movies have not done her justice.
I did not like the first one. I think that's another unpopular opinion. I thought the clapping in the closet was pretty creepy. Nothing else scared me. I thought it was really boring and bland and stuff. The second one's pretty good. Again, I think this is part of the idea. I think you're supposed to accept they're not true or they're based on like the loosest of truth. But yeah, the second one just as a movie I thought was was pretty creepy and had some unique ideas in terms of how to scare people.
Power Gamer says, "Heather, what do you think is the cutest Pokemon?" I say it's Phanpy. Doug, can you Google that to see what it is? It's precious. It's a little
How do you spell
elephant.
it?
Phanpy. I can't remember if it's a PHY or a PY if they're right or not.
Pampy. Oh, that's looks just like tree trunks. Of course it's going to be adorable.
Yeah.
But what's
I
your personal favorite?
I love Eevee. I have a love for Eevee. I have a love for Togepi. Newer gen, I've got a special place in my heart for Yamper. I don't know why, but I love
Oh,
Yamper. He's so cute.
just looked up Eevee. It's adorable.
It is. It's on my phone right now. Actually, I have an Eevee pop socket and an
There you
enamel
go.
one. Brunyata says, "Doug, have you ever watched Love, Death, and Robots? And if so, what's your favorite episodes?"
Oh my god. Love that show. My favorite one. There was one I couldn't even believe it was animated, and it was such an assault on the senses, but it was intentional. It's
Okay.
like both amazing to watch and listen to, and like so like it's almost like nails on a chalkboard at the same time. I just never went through an experience like it. There's no real talking in it. It's just this weird cinematography and this animation. It looks real. It looks like these people are really out there doing this stuff, but the camera's always moving and the sound is so like uncomfortable to listen to, but it also like kind of sucks you in more. I don't know. It was what was that line Salieri had in Amadeus? It was both terrifying and wonderful to watch.
PWO for life, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, last time I texted you about the Disney series Fillmore, wanted to let you know it's sadly only on YouTube, but here's my question of this week. Now that a movie came out this year called Stray, which looks like you haven't seen or reviewed it yet, will you look at the 1991 movie Strays? Note, if you asked Brad Strays 1991, you'll get a grin and a giggle from him.
Okay, I'm gonna see if that even rings a bell here. Oh, it's a horror film. Okay. I'll try to check this out. Looks interesting.
Master Mario says, do you think there's any truth to celebrities getting away with crimes more than normal people do?
Do I know for sure? No. Would I guess? Yeah. But would I say that's the majority of celebrities? Probably not. But yeah, if I just had to make an educated guess, I would assume they do.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. In the midst of the completion of Xbox's Activision/Blizzard acquisition, the head of Activision Blizzard teased a revival for Guitar Hero. So long as we don't get Fall Out Boy, Chainsmokers, or any other wimpy modern shit injected into my veins.
Yeah, man, I can't remember the last time I played Guitar Hero. I like the one with the drums. That was the most fun playing that.
That was Rock Band. It was a different game than Guitar Hero. Oh
me.
my god.
Fuck me.
Doug. Wow.
You know, shit, as the official spokesperson of, what's it called again?
Rock Band?
Rock Band. I should really not be that anymore, so I resign.
Yeah, great. Cartoon Dictator asks what your favorite Adventure Time character was.
Oh, Tree Trunks.
Machi Dude says, I think Doug would like the Prime show Costume Quest and the video games.
Costume Quest?
Yeah, they are RPGs.
Okay.
They were telling me about them at during my personal stream.
Oh, adorable. I will try to check it out.
Spooky Elephant says, so, Doug, thoughts on Okapis?
What's it called?
Okapi! They are part zebra, part giraffe.
Oh, those things.
Yeah.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
They're kind of neat. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty neat to see.
They're great. Yeah. I'm gonna get this name right one of these times. Black Block. There it is. Says, Doug, did you know that Dr. Evil's real name is Douglas Powers?
Dougie. Yes, Dougie. I was in the third film. They actually say, it's okay, Dougie. He's like, Dougie? Like, that's the name? Does he even go, I'm Dougie? That's pretty funny.
Princess King Forever says, hey, Doug, question. Is there a review where your opinion on the piece has changed? Or has people convinced you to at least rethink it?
So I never reviewed it, but I said I was gonna review it, and the backlash was so strong we decided not to. And I have come around to really liking Matilda. I originally didn't like that film, and then I don't know. I guess I wasn't in the right headspace all those years, and then I watched it years later for the Danny DeVito video. I'm like, oh shit, this is really good. Fuck, I was wrong. God damn it. I'm sure there's been others. There's definitely ones where for comedic purposes I would act like especially in the early days I would act like I dislike it, but I would really enjoy it. But yeah, that's the only like major one I can think of where I'm just like, yeah, no, I just straight up 100% changed my opinion on that.
Ramirez says, did you see that WB 100th anniversary of TTG? I'm not sure what TTG is supposed to stand for.
Yeah,
the WB 100th anniversary of TTG.
Oh, Teen Titans. It's Teen Titans Go. I somehow doubt it's 100 anniversaries. But that's really funny if they go with that. If they just play it like they've been around 100 years, that should be really funny.
Gotcha. Thank you, chat, for helping us too. The delay, I have like chat in two different places, and the place I'm looking at chat right now is super delayed because I have to see the highlighted. It's a whole thing. Great. Chase the Rabbit says, hey Doug, longtime fan. I was always curious, how did you meet Malcolm?
Oh, he auditioned.
Yeah, like all of us.
That's how I meet friends. I had people audition for Friends. Will you be my friend? Will you be my friend? Yeah, no. It was for demo reel, and so yeah, that's how we met Rachel and Tamara and Heather and all the good folks. So
Mhm.
yeah, Rob auditioned to be my brother, you know, and that's we'll see how that goes, but yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I hear he's kind of on the edge, so
Yeah, yeah. We're he's hanging on by a thread.
okay. Sailor Aaron says, I'm also continuing rewatching my Full Metal Alchemist 2003 series to celebrate the original anime's 20th anniversary. I'm on episode
Man,
18,
man, that's so crazy to think. Yeah, God,
isn't
20th
it?
anniversary. There's a movie I'm reviewing after Nostalgia Ween that's 20 years old, and it's just something about that number. Like, it's weird when it hits 30, you kind of go, that sounds about right, but 20, it's like that's weird.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Max is re-releasing, or is releasing, not re-releasing, an animated reimagining of Peter and the Wolf Tomorrow made by Bono and Gavin Friday. The animation for it looks great with the black and white with pencil art scattered throughout.
Okay, I didn't know that was on Max. I'm glad to hear that because I saw that trailer and I was like, what is this? Like, that looks really cool. So, yeah, there's too many good things to watch. But
Too many.
yeah, I will try my best to watch that too because, yeah, that did look really, really cool.
Lord R. Wolfen says, would you ever talk about Cravings commercial for honeycomb cereal? You know, those hyperactive, hairy dudes who say, we want honeycombs!
You know, I've gotten requests for those before. What's to say about it? It's just a mascot shouting the product. I have no idea what else to say about it. Maybe there's like a kind of commercial out there that I'm missing that was like particularly crazy. But yeah, I've only just seen the ones where he does exactly what he's saying. Honeycomb, honeycomb, we want honeycomb. Like that's it.
Monkey D. Landon, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, loving Nostalgia Ween so far. One thing though, is it all just ones that were on the guilty pleasures list?
Um, no, because the next one is definitely a bad movie. It's just straight up bad.
Oh, just a straight up bad movie.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Okay. All right, and that brings us basically to 8 o'clock here. It's 7:59. So thank you all so much for joining us here today. As usual, we super appreciate it. We do have content here 5 days a week, so please come on back and hang out. Tamara will be here tomorrow. I believe both Malcolm and Doug will be here on Friday. Doug will be playing Spider-Man 2!
So
Get
excited.
ready for him to bust out the PS5 and thwip around. It's gonna be awesome. We are going to go raid Tamara. I'm trying to type and talk at the same time, and it was not going
Ray
well.
Tamara, Ray Tamara.
Tamara Chambers. There we go. All right.
got it.
Fantastic. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and we will see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. 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 Thank